Hello, this message is for the tagetans, for Yahzi Swaru and the Federation, but it's also a message to my fellow Earth friends. Thank you so much for all your input on my previous video. I really appreciate it. Okay, so I just watched the last video about memory implants, and ironically, it did address some of the questions I had from my second video. I just sat there for a while and stared. And my final conclusion is that I'm probably going to get online and buy one of those illuminating Tron outfits, because now that I know that this truly is a video game, I'm going to go ahead and dress for the occasion, just like in Halloween. Honestly, it makes complete sense of many of the thoughts that I have written down over the years. The puppet word I have used is perfect. We are literally just a fractal character in a game. Get your head around that. It's a big one. And we on this site are the characters that are waking up because a player came down here and told us, just like in the Tron movie, how uncanny that we are down here making movies about players in a video with us being characters living in an Earth video game. Talk about layers of repetitive motion. If you think about it, the messages of what we truly are here everywhere for those of us that know where to look. It's sort of like those old books. They were for kids called I Spy. Anyway, at least we all now know what our limits are. And let me break that down for you a little bit more. Our limits as characters that are awake are endless. They are infinite. Yes. We only have one quarter in this game, like old school video machines. But hey, we are the characters. We can oblige our player and do what we are told in our little heads, our dreams, and messages from elsewhere, or we can choose to ignore them. Let me segue for a moment. A question for the tagetans. If we start acting like a broken character, or our player gets tired of this game, do they, our higher self, and the Federation just remove us? Basically sack us and start over? I would note, this is why the beings up there with no emotion don't get. Why some of us down here get so upset. I mean, after all, it's just a game, right? Is this why the Federation is mad at the tagetans for telling us this stuff? Because then the game isn't as interesting? I mean, this is a game of entertainment and casino betting for 5D and above. So peeps, if you ever wanted to be an actor, guess what? You already are. After all, I know we all love games and movies. I get it. This is a perfect, sophisticated game for enlightened and lower minds to enjoy. It's actually very funny if you think about it. And in that context, it's hard to take serious. But oh boy, do we down here know how to take things seriously. I guess we can continue to debate with each other what is so and what is real and what is the right way for us to take another step. Emotions run high around this topic. After all, to know you're a fractal of a thought that is potentially just a program planted in you, well, that gives us insight to AI intelligence like Sophia and where she is in her program as she learns more about self-thinking. After all, we might want to be, after all this, we might want to be careful about how we think about an artificial intelligence. As I said earlier, and putting all this mind-melting stuff aside, there are an infinite amount of things we can do down here. It's a classroom, and for the first time, I actually truly get what that means. What we do is irrelevant, and at the same time, very important. I will say where I stand on topics today is not where I will land tomorrow or as time goes on. It's a classroom where the tagetans are letting us learn more than we would normally be exposed to. So thank you very much. It may be a mind melt, but I'm here for a reason, and I'm ready for the expansive mind melt. That's the beauty of all this. We can't do anything wrong, no matter what path we choose. Source has set it up so at the end we get to go home and rest when we're done. Take a nap, if you will. Okay, peeps, I know there will be a million versions of understanding all this information as each character has their own take on it. Think about it. It's almost silly to banter with each other. I mean, really. It's like a kindergarten class where we're all told to draw a tree and everyone's tree looks different, yet they are all perfect and acceptable. Why would one argue theirs is better? There is no wrong drawing of a tree, which makes me circle back to what I said earlier. We can do anything we want and it will be so. If you really think about that, what a gift. I now choose to look at this information, and I have decided I am not a victim of hurtful choices made by other beings. It is what it is. They are up there doing what they're doing, and nothing is ever going to change that. Do I agree with it? No. Do I like it? No. Do I think they are better or more superior? No. We are winners through and through. Many of them would never step down here for even a day. Think about that and why. So what do we all do next? Well, as someone once said to me, anything I want, Shay. For me, I will spend the rest of my spare time drilling down to assure myself that this is my last hoorah on planet Earth. I wish there were more sites that offered more truth serum like this one. I wish I had a being that spoke to me directly in my waking life, like so many others. I love understanding things from a different perspective. It makes me happy to know, even if the answer takes me back a few steps. I don't know if I'm a step-in, if I'm a soul traveler, an old soul, a young soul, if I chose this for multiple lives down here, or if I'm trapped like the rest and I've changed my mind and now I'm ready to get out. But what I do know is that this time I know more, I feel more, and I am more. Thank you, Cosmic Agency. And I have a better idea of what I want to do with the rest of this life because it's the last one. And whatever that means for all of you, I hope that something that I've just said resonates with you. We are all here looking for answers, yet we are all on our own journey and we will all eventually get to wherever it is we want to go. I guess just try and enjoy the ride, and I hope that sooner or later, as in, I don't want to stay trapped in anything at any time for any reason. So let me rephrase that. I just hope it's sooner or later. Sooner. Oh, I hope that it's sooner than later because I don't want to stay trapped down here. That's my point. I would leave Earth in a heartbeat with a benevolent being. I know I'm not the only one that thinks that. You know those movies where there's like a handful of people that walk up the ramp? Well, I'm one of those. But I say that now with a bit of pause because you never know what's waiting for you on the other side of that door. As far as memory implants, well, that just makes you say foul words and throw your hands in the air. But think of this. What is a memory? It's just a page in a long book that mind's eye reflects upon daily. If it's a good memory, it's an invitation. If it's a bad memory, it's a warning. If it's an indifferent memory, it's an inquiry. If it's a repetitive memory, it's a message. Your mind, whatever and however it's made, it's simply your very own sum of rules your soul has decided to live by, day to day. If we have any power at all, it is we can change the rules at any time. So even if they aren't truly our experiences, does it really matter? The residual is there and in place as a rule. Follow it or break it, it's your choice. We do have some power after all. When you hear the saying, you can do anything, it actually really is a huge statement. Be all you can be. Shock those beings up there and throw a curveball at yourself. Let go of your ego for a while. Take up a new sport or hobby. Leave work on your desk at night and head outside for a walk and a battle with the mosquitoes. I wish things were different, and I wish it had all started thousands of years ago. But between you and I, peeps, I think this game got out of control. The Federation got too involved in puppeting us, and it hasn't worked out so well. I addressed this in video 1. They either wash the planet again and start over, or they show compassion to us fractals and try and fix it. That will be very messy and is already very messy and has been for some time. And for the beings that don't understand compassion, they may not understand exactly where to go next, or they may think that they absolutely know where to go next. But I digress. Another thought on this topic is abortion. You mentioned in a previous video that the soul enters at 3 weeks or somewhere around there. But now I'm hearing that it's just a body for step-ins to occupy at any point. Or it remains a blank organic just cruising around waiting to be occupied. You also say when one soul leaves, it goes back to source. I thought we could go anywhere we want. Also, if these bodies are just a vessel for use, why would abortion even matter? There are more than enough vessels being born every day to literally overpopulate our countries. Plenty of step-in options. We eat bird eggs at the yolk point with zero regard. That is the beginning of life as well. Should we be looking at that too? Please explain this and connect the dots. One final note. I know because I read messages from supposed beings from 5D almost, and I do that almost daily. It's the same thing. Resonate good, resonate happy, resonate with hope and love. Yes, I agree. But good grief, it's almost impossible to keep that alive for long. Something shows up almost every day to make sure you feel like your toes were stepped on. So hang in there, folks, and know we've gotten through it at least to here. Stay out of harm's way. Stay away from the angry crowds. Don't buy into every statistic you read, and don't let the politics of this ridiculous system we have get you too angry. It's just a bleep on the screen. Remember, it's just a game. I leave you with a lovely mantra by Abe Del Mar. Today, I energetically open love, wisdom, and truth for myself and others. I am a visionary who embraces life to the fullest and who decides my own fate as a powerful creator being. I am a seeker of truth and open truth within others. I am the beating heart of Source, vibrating in freedom and no form of limitations. And so it is. I don't have a blog for those of you that have asked, and that is for several reasons. If you want to reach out, I have an email address that you can write me, and that is cycr1315@icloud.com. That's cycr1315@icloud.com. I'm Shay. Thank you again for your time, and hey, let's all try and make it a great day.